This is Ivy Unleashed,
a Gold Ivy production. Welcome back to Ivy Unleashed. Thank you so much for joining in on our conversation today. It is timely. It is something we all need to talk about, and it's summer and the busyness, the on-the-go-ness, and dancing between feeling good and being on the go.
Yeah, and how to make it all happen. I think this is the busiest both of us have ever been. I mean, I can't really speak for you, but I'm assuming with 2 jobs and being a mom and also having a social life and traveling and wanting to do it all, but also wanting to prioritize our mental health and feeling good so that we can actually enjoy what we're doing. So today we're going to dive into how to make that happen.
Yes.
We are inviting you to do this exercise with us. Write down, or if you're driving, think about and write it down when you stop. What are the 3 things that you want to feel no matter what situation you're in? No matter if you're at home and it's during your week or if you're traveling, what are the 3 things that you want to feel? And making those non-negotiables and see what happens.
Yeah, I think that's a really important word. Is it 1 word, 2 words? I don't know. Non-negotiables. Like if I'm anywhere, if I'm with anyone, I want to feel these things. I think a lot of things are out of our control. Like we can't control, sometimes we're around people that give off bad energy, or we have unexpected things happen, or we are on the go and we forget something and it throws off our energy. And I think it's just, you know, my struggle as a mom is that I want my kids to be able to experience all the things and feel like they can be in whatever they want. But I want that balance of not constantly feeling like we're gone or we're running ragged all over the place. And so it's like, how do you feed them the nutritious foods? How do you make them feel like you've given them your time and energy? How are you a whole person giving these little people, all of you, when like you haven't taken that time for yourself? And so I do think this is important. And Brooke and I are going to do this experiment with you. Like this exercise is for us too. We like to talk about not only what we know a lot about, but what we're struggling with or what we know needs attention in our own lives.
Yeah. And summers are busy. And we want to travel and make the most of it, but it's also important for us to feel good and to keep our business thriving and to work hard. And so when you are always on the go, when you're out of that routine, how do you feel good? Like for me, for the longest time, traveling is what threw my body completely out of it. And it would take a week to get back into the groove of eating healthy and sleeping and just doing these things, getting back to a strict schedule. And there was no dance between the two.
I feel like I still have that problem.
Right. It's like one or the other. So thinking about, okay, what do I know that I can do no matter where I'm at? What tools can I put in my toolkit that it doesn't take so much to think about? It just can be like who we are as people. Like it can become our identity of these are the things we do to feel good. No questions asked. So we're going to get into what our 3 are.
Yeah.
We reflected before recording. And for me, these last 4 or 5 years of my health journey, like getting my energy back was priority number 1, because if you don't have energy, you're not healthy. Like health is energy. And also for me, it's important to serve and to be a good girlfriend and friend and daughter and business partner. And if I don't have energy, I can't do that. It's the same idea of you have to fill your cup up first. So when I think about like what gives me energy, I know it's being around people that I love, but it's also how I take care of myself. So the foods I'm putting in my body. Traveling, that's difficult. You know, you don't have your kitchen that you can cook in or all these foods that need to be refrigerated, produce. So thinking about, okay, the choices I make when I am out and about and thinking about like, what do I know is going to give me energy and make me feel good? Like it's not about calories. It's about what is going to make me feel good so that I can enjoy where I'm at. And for the longest time, that was a switch that I had to make. Was like, I have to eat this way. Like, no, I choose to eat this way. So when I was in Virginia last week, and that's how I looked at things. And it was the best I've ever been traveling. So those small shifts in your mindset are huge. And so for me, it's food and energy. It's also sleep. making sure I'm getting rest, which when you travel is hard.
Yeah, but sleep while you're traveling, you're not in your routine, right? There's other people that want to stay up late, or there's an outing you're doing, or you go to a show, or you just want to mingle with the people you haven't seen for a while. So like this past weekend when I was at the lake, I did choose to stay up till 2 a.m. because I was having a deep chat with my sister-in-law about God and the universe. And it was like, this is worth it. It is worth it for me to stay up till 2 because her and I hardly get time together. We hardly talk about this tough subject because we disagree on a lot of things. And it was probably the best conversation we've ever had. So I do think it's like tough.
Yeah.
It's tough to like, is it worth it to stay up this late? Or, since I'm on vacation or since I'm, out and about, can I sleep in instead? And kind of flip.
I think my thing is sleeping in. But also we get up so early that then it throws off my routine because during the week I'm in this set schedule and then the weekends come. So it's doing the best you can. I think that's what I'm learning. Like there's no perfect. For me, like food gives me more energy, what I put in my body and how I move my body. So like if I can't get a workout in, can I at least walk? Can I stretch? Can I just do something that's going to shake up, change my physiology? And so it's food and movement for that energy piece over sleep sometimes. I think like if I have to prioritize, it's going to be those two things. And I've learned that with myself of like, I can go to sleep and have 5 hours of sleep, which I don't recommend and I don't like doing, but I can wake up and have a bunch of energy and then I can sleep 9 hours and wake up exhausted. Like, I think it's different and I can't control that because I do want to be with the people that I'm traveling with. So I think for me, my controllables are the choices I'm making with food and moving my body.
All right. So energy, what's your next one?
Next one is intentionality. So being intentional about what I'm doing and being fully present in that moment. So like thinking about all of the moving parts that we juggle with Gold Ivy in our lives. The brain dump is something that we swear by and it's made the biggest difference. And it's also allowed us to do what we do is being that organized. And so for me, it's when I'm intentional about how I'm spending my time, what I'm doing, mapping it out, I then can be fully present at what I'm doing because I know that what I need to get done has already been scheduled in.
It's got a place in the future for you so you can relax in the moment.
Yeah, it's the same thing for traveling too. It's like, how can I set myself up for success before I leave? So like Virginia, it was like having things scheduled and ready to go and knowing exactly like what I needed to do so that I could feel relaxed and not like I was behind when I was on vacation. So it's like that. It's the same idea of like meal prepping, right? Like you do the little more work ahead of time so that it saves you that anxiety almost of when you are there. When I think of being intentional, I think about how I'm spending my time. So when I'm on vacation, when I'm with my people that I want to be with, I can fully be present. And in order for me to do that, I have to do the prep work ahead of time to make that happen. So it's kind of like the non-negotiables before the vacay and then when I'm on.
It's like a whole process. I love that though. I love that you're thinking of it ahead of time because it's almost like sometimes it's like, how do I not want to feel? I don't want to feel anxious. I don't want to feel behind when I'm doing this thing, when I am on the go.
Yeah. And it's also knowing like what's really important. Like when I'm with someone, like my full attention is more important than getting a TikTok posted. Like it's not life or death. Whereas building these relationships are far more important. So I feel like making these memories on vacation are what life's all about. So fully being present with the people that I'm on vacation with is priority. And then that also goes into the third one, which is love. And I know that in order to give love, I have to give myself love first. And so it's being grateful and choosing gratitude every day, even if I am on vacation, like, what am I grateful for today? Like, and just taking a minute to like soak it in and like, oh my gosh, like I'm with my people. Like I'm at this beautiful pool. Like what a gift, like looking at it as a gift. And that's something that's free. Like it just helps you feel good. So why wouldn't you do that?
Yeah. I love too when you're in those moments and you're like, I always say this to Justin, like think of where we are in the world and what we're doing. Like sometimes I even pull up the map. I'm like, look where we're at on the map right now. This is so cool. We're in South Carolina. Like never been here before. It's amazing. We're by this huge ass ocean that our kids have never put their toes in before. Like it was so cool. And I think it sounds so cheesy, but time stamping, like I want this to stay in my memory because I'm with my people or I'm in a new place. And like, how great is this that we have created this memory for our life, for ourselves?
Yeah. And it's such a quick and easy way to feel good. Like, even if you're not on the go and on vacation, there's always something you can be grateful for. What you look for, you will find. So third one is love. Like, if I want to give love, like, I have to fill myself up first. So that's knowing the things that make me feel good, like the movement and nourishing my body. So it's knowing that you can't have one without the other. Like, if I want to be this amazing girlfriend and friend and business partner and daughter, like, I have to feel good to do it. So I think for women, and especially, it's the give. And we talk about this all the time, but like, it's not a one or the other. Like, it's an and. It's like, it has to coincide with each other.
Yeah.
So those are my 3 that this summer I'm going to be very intentional about and mindful of, is doing things that give me energy, being intentional with how I'm spending my time, and love.
Love that. I feel like you really hit all the avenues of your well-being, thinking of others, yourself, your grand picture of your life, including like those little things that can really make the difference.
Yeah.
Do you think gratitude gives you energy too?
100%.
Yeah.
Like, as I'm talking out loud and saying this, it's like energy. Okay, drinking water gives me energy. Like, being mindful of like drinking water. So when you're on vacation, when you're on the go, like long car rides, it's like, okay, what can I do that is going to help fill me up? Like, okay, when I'm at the gas station, I'm going to get a huge thing of water. Or, you drank a little too much and you're having shame, but then you reflect on the day before, you're like, okay, well, I moved my body. I had a great ass deep conversation with the people I love. It's like that mindset around gratitude and the things that you did do versus the things that you didn't do. Because there's always more you can be doing.
Right. Always. Yeah. And that's why for me, I want to keep it as simple as possible. I want these 3 words and I want these 3 actions, and I really want to see if I can just make them happen. And I made them really simple. So mine are warmth, patience, and presence. I want to feel those things. And so I'll start with presence. So for me, feeling present is that meditation piece. And I really want to start doing this no matter where I am to practice it. Because at this point, it's mostly just in my routine during the week. And it does help. Like, it's a practice, and it's, I'm seeing the benefits of it more, but I want to start being like, okay, I'm in my in-laws' home. Where am I going to go to meditate? Is this going to be right in bed when I wake up? Is this going to be outside? Maybe I play with it. I don't know, but I always feel more focused and able to be, making eye contact with the people I'm with, and clear-minded, and not having my scattered brain of entrepreneur things running around when I'm talking to someone. So meditation for presence. Warmth is me reading the Bible. Even if it's just a Bible verse, it doesn't have to be a full-on devotional or something like that, especially if you're on the go, saying like, I have a few minutes, let me read this verse. Because to me, that's like, me personally, my view is that there is no other way to cultivate more love than hearing about the way that Jesus loved us, right? And so for me, it's like, if I am diving into that word and then trying to emulate that in my own life, like, there's no easier way to do that than to pull up a Bible verse. So that I know I can do anywhere, and I try and do that every morning before I even get my day started. And then patience. And the patience piece for me is if I don't exercise, I don't have it. Like, I just don't. I'm either like mad at myself for not doing it, or I know I could have felt better, had more energy. And it's also that like filling up your cup first piece, right? I did this for myself. I can give so much more to others. I got the endorphins. Let me give this energy to other people. It's like, that's the contagious piece for me, especially. It's just the biggest bang for my buck is getting a run in, and if it's not a run, like I didn't this morning, because I knew we were leaving. So I was trying to like be present where I was at the lake. I could have done like a quick core workout, or even like a plank challenge, something that's like doing something with your body to either build strength or get those endorphins. And then I have so much more patience for everything in my life, for traffic, even for like all of the things. And so I'm trying to keep this really simple with the word I want to feel. I want to feel warmth. I want to feel patience. I want to feel presence. And that's going to be with the Bible verse, the meditation, and the movement.
I love it. Can I offer a suggestion?
Yeah.
Habit stacking.
Oh.
So you think about meditation, like you can meditate so many different ways. Like you can do walking meditations when you're with your family and you're just noticing and like being fully present. And I talk to members too about like washing the dishes. And there's a difference between meditation and mindfulness, but like it's the same idea of you focusing on being in that present moment and building that presence muscle. So like when you're washing dishes, all you're doing is washing dishes. When you notice that your thoughts go, you bring yourself back to washing the dishes. But same thing with if you don't want to do a guided meditation when you're on vacation. Like this is something I could have done when I was in Virginia, is just taking 5 minutes, like before, after your Bible verse, of just sitting in stillness and like focusing on your breath and doing different breath work techniques. Mm-hmm. So it's like you can do these things even if you are with people and they have no idea.
Right.
Like do some breath work. Like there are options.
Yeah. I typically stack the Bible verse and go right into the meditation too, because they both have the like, how many days in a row have you done this?
The streaks.
And I don't want to lose either streak. And so I'm like, I'm already in my phone doing the Bible verse. Let's get right into the meditation when I'm in my routine. So that's a great idea.
Well, I'm making a game with it.
Yeah.
Like our brain, it loves comfort, but it also loves fun. And so if you look at any of this as work, there's going to be resistance because that's the way our brain is made. It's what our brain does. So thinking about like how you can romanticize these things. Like, can I bring a cute ass water bottle on vacation with me? Mm-hmm. Can I have, snacks packed in a cute lunchbox? Like it can be something so silly, but forcing yourself to look forward to things is really helpful.
Yeah. And when you're creating this feeling you want to have, think about how it makes you feel good. What makes me feel good? This is so simple. What are the 3 things I consistently want to feel? Like every day, I would love to feel these 3 things. And you might not always get them. You're going to have off days. You're going to be on your period. You're going to be grieving. You're going to be, whatever may come your way. But if you think of those top 3 things I always want to feel, like let's uncomplicate this and let's choose things that we want to look forward to. It's not like, I have to meditate because I want to feel presence. No, I am excited because that way I will feel more present. And that's one of the 3 things I want to feel every day. So it's not a have to, it's a get to.
Yeah. And that's something we hear as coaches all the time. It's so hard to get back in my routine. Like what tips do you have for getting back into routine after traveling? And when this is just your identity and your lifestyle and you're doing this while you're traveling and when you're at home, it is easier to make that transition to being back at home because you're already doing these things. You're already feeling good. Yeah, you might be a little more tired because you traveled, but you're grateful that you just had this beautiful trip and now you're back home in your cozy bed. Like thinking about, again, how you want to feel when you are on the go and when you are at home and making it a part of who you are.
Yeah. And the reason why we're doing it this way is to keep it so simple because your brain wants simple. Mm-hmm. It wants an easy word it can think of that it's memorized. It wants this feeling that it's aiming for. Like if you don't define what you're looking for, you're not going to be able to fill that cup.
Yeah. Think about clarity.
Yes.
Like complexity is the enemy of execution. I heard it from Tony Robbins. I don't know if it's his quote or not, but it's so true. Like we complicate things. It's our ego. And so get super specific on what it is you want, what you're looking for, and then share it with the people around you. Like when you're on vacation, let your partner or your friends know, like, this is something that's really important to me and I'm doing this so that you don't have to feel like weird about meditating or, I just need 5 minutes so I can breathe so that I can fill my cup up.
And then they'll do it for themselves. Like it's contagious, and I always tell Justin, and he knows this, but I just always like to remind him, like, I want to be nicer when I come back. Do you mind if I go for a run? And he's like, absolutely, go for it, And it's, sometimes it's that partnership because you do have kids or you don't want to let people down that you want to do this thing for yourself first. Because like I woke up later than I wanted. I should have gotten my run done earlier. But even then it's like, hey, do you mind? Like, I'm going to be so much happier the rest of the day if I go get this running quick. So communicate with your partner or your people on, what you need. Even if it feels weird, they have their own little things too. Communicate what you need from them or that you need that time to yourself.
Yeah. And if they love you, they want you to feel good.
Mm-hmm. All right. And today for your 3 gold stars, they are to get to the nitty gritty of what your 3 things are. What are they? How do you want to feel? Take that time. You deserve to feel good. You deserve to have these 3 feelings that you can try and cultivate every day, no matter where you are, no matter what you're doing, no matter how busy you are. You matter. The way that you feel matters. So your 3 gold stars are your 3 things. Really think about this. Write them down. Look at them and decide what 3 simple things you can do to cultivate each of those feelings.
You have one life to live. How do you want to feel? It is your choice. You are in control of how you live your life and how you feel. Feeling good is our top priority, and it's what we want everyone to feel and why we do the work that we do. And also why we created Move, our fitness platform, is because you start your day off with filling your cup up, moving your body, and then yes, you have these endorphins and these feel-good hormones, and you feel like a badass because you just worked and you got your butt out of bed. So if you've been wanting to move with us and try it out, we are pulling a winner for a free month of Move every week if you leave a review for the show.
Yes.
So you can leave a review on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, and you can send us a picture, or we're looking through them, and we'll draw one lucky winner a week for a free month's membership of Move.
Huge. So exciting. Yeah. And if you found this episode or any other episodes helpful, please share. It helps us with our reach so much. All we want to do is help people feel good, to simplify health and wellness, to get you to a place where you're getting in tune with how you want to feel. And if you think this is helpful, please share.
Yes. And last but not least, our piece of gold this week is from Shauna Niequist, and she says, how we live matters, and what you choose to own will shape your life, whether you choose to admit it or not. Let's live lightly, freely, courageously, surrounded only by what brings joy, simplicity, and beauty.
This is Gold Ivy signing off.
Listen to your truth and go chase your gold.